This is what it looks like right now in Gainesville as Florida and Auburn get set to do battle. Florida's won 10 meetings in a row against Auburn. The last time they played, last February, Florida hung 114 points on Auburn. This is a different Auburn team, defensively and offensively here. Biggest thing you're watching for real quick?
Yeah, I'm looking to see who's the best backcourt in the SEC. These are two of the best right here. We'll see who proves.
Got a defensive rebound, Florida. Auburn gets about 12-13 a game.
We will see you at halftime.
It is an SEC Saturday night from Gainesville, Florida. The O'Connell Center where the Gators trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Meanwhile, the Auburn Tigers looking for some history. A win tonight would put them in firm position to claim their third SEC basketball regular season championship and the first since 1999. You see the standings, Auburn at 12-3, Tennessee a couple of games back. Tennessee still has a chance to at least share the title, but Auburn with a win tonight could raise a banner. Dave Neal alongside former Missouri All-American John Sunvold. And John, this one features a lot of backcourt talent. For that, we picked out a couple of guys to keep an eye on tonight.
Yeah, for the Auburn Tigers, Bryce Brown has been spectacular this season. Struggled maybe the last couple of games shooting the ball, but when he goes, and he goes in a hurry, this Auburn team is dynamite on the offensive end, averaging nearly 85 points a game. And for Florida, Chris Chiozza, the guy who runs and leads this team. One of the best in the league and maybe in the country at leading his squad. Tonight, I think what's important is that he gets his teammates involved and involved early. Auburn might make him finish plays by himself, but let's see if he can get his teammates involved.
There is Chris Chiozza, who has had to carry this team on his shoulders at times. I'll tell you what, Florida has had Auburn's number. They have won 10 straight over the Tigers in 20 of the last 21. And Auburn's last win here in Gainesville was back in 1996. But this Auburn team knows what's at stake tonight, and that is a chance to raise a banner. Auburn in their road orange uniforms, Florida in their home whites, close to a capacity crowd here at Exact Tech Arena.
Man-to-man defensively by this Florida Gator squad. They have to be aggressive. This Auburn team attacks in many ways, outside shooting, and powerful around the rim.
Chiozza comes away with the basketball. Bassett gets the dunk, and you will notice for Florida that there will be no Allen, Hayes, or Stone in the starting lineup, as those three players were late to a film session earlier today, about 5 minutes late, so they did not get the start. So it's Kulichov, Chiozza, Okaru, Hudson, and Bassett.
Good start for the Gators on the first possession. An easy dunk. We obviously know Auburn likes an up-tempo game. Florida invites that, especially in this building, the way they shoot it. Last year, it's funny talking to Bruce Pearl today. He said, you know, we scored 95. We just happened to give up 114.
Most points Florida has ever scored in an SEC game. Three from Kulichov off the mark. Mustafa Heron, who is feeling better after a bout with a stomach bug and missed the Alabama game. Looks like he's ready to go tonight.
What a powerful player. 6'5", 220. Can really guard, I think, all 5 positions. They'll sometimes play him at the 4 spot just because they need him with the limited number of guys they have.
And Hudson knocks home that 3. He took about 100 3-pointers today from that exact spot.
And what do great lead guards do? Chiozza had a layup, hesitated, sucked in Hudson's defensive man, gave it to a teammate to get a bucket.
Practice pays off for Jalen Hudson.
Harper very good with the basketball. A long distance shooter. You've got to stay close.
Deshaun Murray can't get that 3 to drop. Kulichov spins.
Good defense.
Tapped around right back to Chiozza will give it to Kulichov.
Again, Chiozza tips it to him. He quickly finds Igor to get him started. So Kulichov off with a 3. Hudson scores a 3.
42% shooter, Igor Kulichov.
And Auburn is slow getting into offensive sets and a little bit confused trying to get into things.
And a 3-second violation will give it back to Florida.
So Gorbachev, or
Gorbachev. I hope we don't have Gorbachev.
Oh, that was good. So he misses that, gets it back. Oh,
That's
you know, I
an
thought of that
all-time.
all year long. I thought, I wonder if I'll ever do that.
That is an all-time right there.
That's classic. Doesn't even look the same.
Oh, boy,
Wow.
did Hudson elevate and throw one down.
What a start for the Gators.
Timeout, Auburn.
The Gators coming off 3 straight losses. They have not scored 70 points in the last 4 games. A high-octane offensive team, passing, cutting, shooting it well early. Timeout for Bruce Pearl. He's got to get more organized on the defensive end. They've got to be more aggressive.
Talking to Mike White, Florida's head coach, earlier today, asking him about his team, and he really didn't know. He has pushed so many buttons to try to get this team to just kind of come together, be in sync, have some grit about them. Really frustrated with the way that Kayvon Allen has kind of gone backwards offensively from where he was a year ago. Allen, of course, tonight shows up late, didn't even start tonight, but really been a struggle here the last few weeks for this Florida basketball team. Remember, they started 7-0. They have gone 12-11 since that start. Bruce Pearl, you could sense it today, too, with him about he knows what's at stake.
Yeah. And he knows the importance of winning the conference championship, how hard it is to go through a league when you're playing at home and on the road against tough competition. He knows what's at stake. He's got an unbelievable team. They've had a magical year. They play together. They share the basketball. They got a little fight in them. They're mean. They're tough. And their win at home the other night against Alabama was so impressive. Down to 7 guys.
Hudson misfires, rebound to Harper, who's making a case himself for a possible SEC Player of the Year trophy. And a foul against Auburn. That'll go against Murray.
And Auburn will take quick threes early in their offense. That's how they play. They will continue to come at you. Not as much pressure on the road, but they're down limited bodies. We'll see them in a zone defense. They played a lot of zone against an Alabama team that doesn't shoot it as well. More limited tonight because Florida's got the great outside shooters.
Hudson, strong move, nothing to show for it. Off to Harper, and here come the Tigers. Kulichov got his hand in there, batted it away, loose ball. And a foul on the floor as Okaru is hacked. But timeout on the floor. Florida off to an outstanding start here at the O'Connell Center. They lead by 6, back in a moment. Gators mired in a 3-game losing streak, but wouldn't know it by the quick start as they lead Auburn 10-4 here in Gainesville. Dave Neal alongside John Sunvold, and certainly a lot of excitement going around, especially the Auburn campus, thinking this basketball team might claim an SEC regular season championship. They played 112 years. They've only won 2 prior to this year if they can capture a 3rd, but there is a black cloud hanging over college basketball, and this week Yahoo Sports viewed emails that are in connection to a year-long federal investigation into college basketball that listed names and money allocated to certain current and former players, and that list of schools involved is quite powerful. As you see some of the names up there, those are some of the blue bloods of college basketball. And of course, Arizona's head coach Sean Miller was apparently caught on tape speaking about making sure certain players were taken care of financially. Sean Miller did not coach tonight for Arizona. More to come on this as events unfold. But really, for one of the first times today, Mark Fox, the Georgia head basketball coach, after they knocked off LSU today, somebody asked him a question in his post-game press conference, and he went on a 2.5-minute, I don't know, I wouldn't say tirade, but certainly
right.
He was upset. And part of his quote was, "I'm past anger, past sadness. I'm disgusted. We've hurt the game that has given us so much." And I think so many people, especially those of us that cover it, feel the same way. It's It's just crazy where we are, and we're only, I guess, opening up a part of that can. Which, when we open the whole can up, it could be even worse than what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I don't think people in basketball are surprised, right? Now here's the thing: the FBI, what was released, is they have 3,000 hours of wiretaps on coaches. That's a lot of hours.
Yes,
it'll be a lot of different coaches. And what was released was one agent or one agency. There's many agencies,
right?
And it's competition to get these players. So when you read a name of an agent or an agency and what they did, they were competing with other agencies. So no, it's quite a bit of stuff. And if it unravels, it'll be great for the game. Guys like Mark Fox, some will speak their mind. Many will stay quiet.
Well, we'll focus on this game because the Auburn Tigers have had one of those special seasons, and they have been a lot of fun to watch. But tonight their hands are full with this Florida team that has brought some energy to the floor.
Yeah, and I think what's magical about what Bruce Pearl has done as a coach, and maybe, again, outstanding coach. Let's go back the last 60 games starting in 16 and 17. He is 42 and 18. I mean, these guys are winning, and he has built a heck of a program. And this squad, particularly this squad, they've got a mixture of guys that have a little fight in them, a little mix of toughness. They were picked near the bottom of this league. They're going to either win this league outright or share a championship, I believe. And they're doing it now without Anthony McLemore, who's out for the season. And they continue to do some things that are mind-boggling.
Mitchell off the front of the iron, and boy, Hudson is everywhere to start this game. As he got the start.
Hudson, an aggressive offensive player. When it's in his hands in the half court, he's looking to score.
Hudson with 8 quick points. He would play just shy of 6 minutes. Kulichov off the front of the rim. Malik Dunbar grabs that rebound. Short. There's a nice follow-up. The Tigers needed that basket from Okeke in a big way.
Okeke coming off a career high against Alabama on Wednesday night. The freshman, more minutes, more time since McLemore's out.
Boy, they're all dropping.
Yeah.
Dante Bassett gets his first start of his young career, and he knocks home the 10-foot jump shot.
As you said, Mike White, they're searching for answers for this Florida team. Still a lot of basketball left, couple weeks to get ready for not only SEC tournament, but the NCAA.
2 tap-ins. Chioza leads the conference in steals, just picked up another one, and offensive foul. Boy, there's an injured Malik Dunbar who was slow to get up. Already a depleted bench, 8 scholarship players available for Bruce Pearl's squad. Dunbar will shake it off.
Another impressive player for this Auburn squad has been Malik Dunbar. Off the bench, tough, physical. Likes the physicality when he's part of it. Dante Bassett doing a good job getting back and taking that charge, but Dunbar's another guy. Gets more minutes now with McLemore out. Had a career high 14 points in the Alabama win. Tough, tough kid. Boy, wouldn't Gator Nation love to see Kayvon Allen, who was scoreless at Tennessee, and he missed the first shot attempt, which was a layup at the rim in this ball game.
Mike White telling me today, half kiddingly, that he wanted Allen to shoot it 25 times. 3 shots in their last game, just not enough. Too good of a player, wants to be more aggressive. Kayvon, his point production is dipped from a year ago, averaging right now just under 11 points per game. But he is shooting 36% from the field, 32% from behind the arc, and Mike White just says he's better than that.
And last time I was here in the Arkansas game, he had 28, and everybody thought, okay, that's his breakout game. He'll get going, but he just hasn't consistently been able to do it.
Auburn gets another chance at it. Mustafa Heron, corner three, got it.
This guy's done it all season long. Impressive. Bruce Pearl said because of his illness and he was really sick, couldn't play that Alabama game, maybe he'll play 20 minutes. Mustafa Heron will have different thoughts of that. If he shoots her well and plays hard, he'll tell the coach, leave me in.
Auburn with another turnover created, but they throw it away.
Missed
Missed
opportunity. Bad pass by Heron. He had Harper all by himself for a layup. Bruce Pearl does a good job changing defense. Really a 2-3, but he'll call out if he sees what's set. Florida's in, then he'll call out and they'll switch to a man. Most offensive teams can't adjust that quickly.
Jared Harper, who had some big threes against Alabama, takes it to the rack and lays it up and in. And Harper's first basket of the game.
So quick, so fast. What he usually does is he pulls up at least stutter steps at about 25 feet because he will pull up and shoot that shot. So you have to honor that. If you get on him, then he'll use his speed and go right by you.
How about Auburn? 7 turnovers.
Wow, it's amazing.
The first 9 minutes.
And you can't do it on the road.
Chioza, there's a deep three off the mark. Rebound yanked out of there by Chumo Kiki.
Florida's gone cold. Auburn will continue to attack.
And a foul against Okiki going back the other way. Florida off to a great start, but Auburn hanging around. Mustafa Heron obviously feeling a little bit better. And we know what this guy can do. Harper getting it done, but Florida still leads. Great crowd on hand inside Exact Tech Arena at the O'Connell Center, close to a full house. Some of our nation's best on hand, watching the festivities here. Joe Lunardi, he has been a topic of conversation. It seems like every time a game ends, people want to know.
Since December.
Yeah. Well, right now, the SEC, in terms of where they will be seated with 8 teams currently in the field, you see Auburn as a solid number 2 seed, the top number 2 seed. Tennessee hanging as a 3 seed. And of course, they are a couple of games behind this Auburn team for the SEC regular season championship. But Florida, you know, their RPI is not great. It's 62, but they have enough quality wins that keep them in the mix. But they got to make sure that they take care of their business here down the stretch. And their games coming up are not easy. The Gators will finish with Auburn, Alabama, and Kentucky.
Yeah, on the road, Alabama, home against Kentucky next Saturday. Mississippi State with a huge overtime win at home against South Carolina today to keep them around, right? They have to win every game, keep them, because there isn't a team that doesn't think they can't go to St. Louis and win the tournament. Now, you don't want to really be playing that first night, be one of the bottom 4.
Stone the rebound.
Florida was off to a good start. They are now 2 of their last 12 from the field.
But they are getting some shots up, though. Give them credit for that. Davon Allen, 0 for 4 from the field. Allen, corner 3.
Tough shot, off balance.
Bryce Brown trying to get it going. Step back 3, no good.
That was almost like a shot. He just took it because he hasn't had it.
That was just Brown's second field goal attempt of the game. Both 3-pointers, of course. And missed them both. Here's 9:37 before halftime. And Auburn well below their point total for what has been a dominating offensive year. This is a team that averages 85 points per game, which is first in the conference.
They overplay, they're aggressive, and if you attack, they can defend the rim. Wow.
Okaru, shot clock violation as that one doesn't touch anything. Hey, Tuesday, some very important games coming your way right here on the SEC Network. It all starts with a really good one in Starkville. Tennessee taking on Mississippi State at 7 o'clock Eastern. Then at 9, how about 12th ranked Auburn and Arkansas from Bud Walton Arena. Both places should be rocking. And both games, of course, live on the network and on your ESPN app if you're out and about.
Impressive win on the road today for Arkansas. Probably solidifies, I think, their NCAA bid. They won at Alabama.
Hayes misses the jam. Wide open down the middle of the lane. Herron trying to make him pay at the other end, and he does.
But how about this? The Auburn Tigers have clawed all the way back, just down 2. Florida struggling to score when they had such a hot start.
7-0 Auburn run. Florida 2 for their last 15 from the field now.
Matchup zone. This is what was very effective against a not a great Alabama shooting team.
Boy, not a good start for Hayes, who's coming off the bench today because he was late to a film session earlier today. And Chiozza, Kulichov, and Hudson back on the floor.
And when those guys sat, who were late, when they came in, that squad didn't play well. So here comes the original starters back in. Hudson back in. Chiozza, Allen will stay on the floor.
Herron. That one's blocked by Hudson out of bounds. 19 on the shot clock.
You know, Herron's got a little, watching him, I love his game, but he's got a little bit of James Harden in it. The Euro steps, you know, he kind of shows the ball, will draw contact. Such a terrific talent. He's had a great season.
Harper steps back. That's in and out. There's Spencer for the putback.
Tie ball game, Dave, and I know it's early, but there's one team on the floor that is full of confidence how they played all season, and the team on the floor, the home squad, that I think is questioning themselves.
Bassett will get it around to Hudson. He's had the hot hand from Florida. 8 points. Now maybe Chiozza will heat it up.
And communication's tough on the road. Like I said, they go to a 2-3 zone. Bruce Pearl will yell something, and they'll try to change to a man, but you had 2 guys in a man, 3 in a zone. Chiozza got a wide open look.
Another takeaway underneath. Kulichov. Back to Chiozza. Underneath.
Nice Bassett. Great vision by Chiozza. Another turnover, though, by Auburn.
Chiozza with 5 assists.
And Chiozza has done quite a job on Bryce Brown. He can't get any looks.
Harper. That's a traveling violation against Spencer underneath, and that'll get us to a break. 20-15, Gators out in front.
The impressive start offensively is that Chiozza got his teammates involved. Now he knocks one in the corner. But look at his vision. Look at his eyesight. Florida off to a good start.
Gators have won 10 in a row against Auburn. Right now they lead it by 5. A lot of hoops left. 6:44 to go here in the first half. Chris Chiozza, he has been a guy that Florida has leaned on throughout his career, and he has gotten his teammates involved tonight with 5 assists already this evening. He is now 11 away from setting a school record for career assists. Adds a 3-pointer into the mix as we take a look at tonight's player profile, brought to you by Zaxby's. Chiozza out of Memphis, Tennessee, went to White Station High School, produced some outstanding basketball players over the years, and you see what he's doing this year. But right now, second in school history in assists, and Irving Walker holds the record right now for career assists at 547.
He has gotten better every year, and with the absence of Casey Hill, who graduated last season, more on Chiozza's shoulders. And I would say midway through this SEC, when we were halfway through, I think many of us thought he could most likely be player of the year. Now, their team's not done as well. That hurts you a little bit when you start casting votes, but he's an all-league player. Great leader on the floor, and I think what he's tonight, Dave, it's pretty obvious. He's got to get his teammates involved. They've got to they must get a little different vibe than they've had the last 3 ball games.
Well, we have the top 2 assist guys in the conference on the floor, and Chioza and Jared Harper of Auburn.
But Davion Mitchell, defensively number 10 for Auburn when he's guarding Chioza. He can flat out just get man-to-man, chest-to-chest with anybody in the league.
Here's Allen. Hudson. Back of the rim. Rebound tapped around right into Okiki's hands. So what does Auburn do to get in sync offensively?
You know what? They've still got to space the floor. That's what they do best. They space the floor. They rely on sharing the basketball. Sometimes if they get too many dribbles, they've turned it over too many times. What do they got, 9 turnovers?
They have been, actually they're up to 10 now. Okiki will fire away, and that one rattles home. Chuma Okiki knocking home the 3-pointer. That is for Chuma his 30th 3 of the year.
He shoots 43% beyond the 3-point line. Again, more minutes because of McLemore being out. Always been a good guy off the bench. Spot up, can make those shots. Good pass though by Mitchell after he drove the lane.
Chioza knocks that one home.
And that's where Chioza is better than he was a year ago at delivering that jump shot.
Chioza's played a ton of minutes of late. You just wonder how he's holding up late in games, late in a season.
You know what? Senior season, last go around, leave it on the floor, right?
Boy, Auburn's been stuck in the half court a bunch tonight. Yeah. Florida has done a great job creating this and making this a half court game. And a foul on the 3, and that will send Hudson to the free throw line. And that foul will be whistled against Malik Dunbar, a little too aggressive on the perimeter.
How about the vision again by Chioza? He's bringing the ball up. He fires a pass down to the corner because Hudson was wide open. But again, to see it and to make that pass, if he doesn't throw it with such velocity, that thing gets picked off. I mean, that is 3/4 court, and it's right on the money.
Boy, Hudson, this Florida team really good at the free throw line, but Hudson having a struggle here the first go round. Is 68% at the line. Florida 73.5%.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but let me give you the numbers. Igor at 90, Kayvon 91, Chioza at 83. Those guys carry some other lower numbers. Now Auburn, on the other hand, 78% lead the SEC in free throw percentage, 7th in the country. They've got all their guys shooting well.
Nice entry pass, and Murray will head to the free throw line. Good pass from Okiki. Hey, Sunday at 6 o'clock Eastern, we'll have the SEC Indoor Track and Field Championships from Gilliam Indoor Stadium in College Station, Texas. The finals of most events, as well as the men's and women's team titles, are on the line. Coming up right here on the SEC Network, streaming live on the app. That's Sunday, 6 o'clock Eastern. I was talking about how many points Auburn averages per game, about 85 a contest. Second best in school history. The only team to average more was the 91-92 team that averaged 86.5 points per game, that featured Wesley Person, Ronnie Battle, Aaron Swinson. Those guys, Person averaged 20 a game.
They could shoot it.
But here's the deal with that team, though. They struggled. They did not finish very well. They were 12-15, and they scored 86 a game, but they gave up 85.
You know, you think of this Auburn team, they scored a lot last year, but they gave up a lot. This is where they're better this season. Defensively, they're better. They're a better rebounding team. They make it difficult for teams score on them because of the pace of play. But they are an aggressive, active, hands defensive team like that right there.
Bryce Brown has yet to score in this game. Brown averaging 16.5 points a game, 7th in the country, or in the conference. He's 0 for 2 from behind the arc. See if they can get him going. Ball fake, step inside the arc. That won't drop. Chioza intercepted on the other end by Mitchell.
Not a good pass. Chioza tried to throw it left-handed. Didn't quite have enough on it.
But Auburn gives it right back to the Gators. 2-point game here in Gainesville.
All right, welcome in. We'll see you at halftime. Dari, Fish, Pat, Thriller at the hump. We'll show you how one team got a win it really, really needed. Michael Porter Jr. warming up from Missouri, but is he playing at Whoa! Huh? Breaking news! Half take here.
Oh, Florida doing a great job defensively, 9 points off turnover.
Nobody's made a free throw. What's up with that? Come on.
Dave and our political commentator. Back to you guys.
That's good, Dari. I'm glad you're paying attention. Hey, National Coach of the Year honors, semifinalist announced just a couple of days ago, and of course Bruce Pearl and Rick Barnes, who have done marvelous jobs with their team. Two clubs that were expected to finish in the bottom half of this league, now sitting 1-2 in conference play. Congratulations to those guys. We'll see how it plays out, but what an improvement by both those clubs.
Yeah, impressive job by these two guys. They will battle for a championship. May tie, but Auburn thinks with their schedule that they can win it outright. But the Tennessee's the only chance to catch this Auburn team.
I know some folks out there saying, you know, Auburn's already knocked off Tennessee. Why wouldn't they win it? Well, the conference will declare co-champs if they have the same conference records. What would happen is Auburn would, if they were co-champs, would be the #1 seed by virtue of that head-to-head victory. But they would. So
here's what's great. What you just said.
Yeah.
Bruce Pearl's going to have a T-shirt that says, "If they're co-champs," and he'll have Dave Neal in the dot, right? Just more motivation for his squad to win it outright.
He finds anything and everything he can to motivate his guys. How about this Auburn offense has coughed it up 11 times already here in the first half. Nice move by Okeke. They average 11 turnovers per game in SEC contests, and they already have 11 in the first 17 minutes.
Uncharacteristic for them, but they're on the road. They withstood the barrage that the Gators had to start this game. Their defense has been solid in that zone/man look. Nice bucket inside by Hayes. They need some production from him.
Yeah, he only averages 5 points a game. Missed an easy dunk early in this first half. Answers with a nice little jump hook.
Has had only one game this season in double figures scoring. So he doesn't produce a lot, but if they could get something, that'd be good.
And a whistle underneath on the pass. See who that fouls against. Which Gator will be saddled with a foul. It looks like that'll go against Okaru.
So the quickness of Harper, who's now back in, the quickness of Mitchell, who now goes out, allows Auburn to spread the floor, attack with their point guards, and then space it out. Bryce Brown, Heron, Okeke, they can all shoot. Oh, great cut. Wow, Mike White is just furious about that. No communication, man-to-man defensively from underneath out of bounds.
But he's furious because they spent 10 minutes working on protecting the basket on out-of-bounds plays earlier today.
Cannot give up a point-blank dunk from underneath out-of-bounds defensively.
Kayvon Allen, scoreless, 0 for 5 from the field. Allen, they have to launch one here. Shot clock down to 3, and he buries the tough shots.
And maybe the best way to get going, it was a shot clock's winding down, you have to shoot it. Good release.
Seconds to go before halftime.
Bryce Brown again frustrated, can't get any shots. Shows him in his face.
And a foul on oh, they're gonna whistle that against Stone.
Screen up top. Kayvon Allen doesn't talk, doesn't switch. Kayvon, that was his guy who set the screen. But he comes back offensively. The crew behind us very helpful when the shot clock winds down. Kayvon finally on the board.
Traveling violation against Mustafa Heron.
Such a tough matchup.
By the way, Coach Pearl said that he wanted 20 minutes out of Mustafa Heron today. He's already played 14.
Yeah, you know, he said that to us, and I didn't want to say anything.
Right.
But when you have a great player on the floor, not only the coach wants him to play, but Heron's not just going to go sit out and say, well, I don't feel well. He was already sick earlier this week.
And Allen back-to-back threes.
And if Allen heats it up, this is a different Gator team. He's an all-league player a year ago, picked at first team this year. Just been inconsistent, but that doesn't mean he can't do it. Much better release the last couple shots. On balance, confidence. Now you wouldn't know it from him because he's so quiet. Whether he's 0 of 10 or 10 of 10, you have really no response from Kayvon Allen.
Shot clock goes under 10 seconds again.
Allen has to stay low because Harper's so quick off the dribble.
Shot clock violation. Half-court offense has not been good tonight for Auburn. This 24 points are sitting on, John.
And the
it is the fewest they've had this season right now.
And the Gators stretch it out, so they double-team Harper. Now, when he is slow to release a pass, Gators are helping and recovering.
0.4 seconds separates the shot clock from the game clock.
And I think we thought this game would at halftime be like 45-45. Again, they played last year, 114 to 95, up and down the floor. It started that way.
Regulation game, by the way. 114 to 95 was in 40 minutes.
And we expected big, but they have settled down defensively. There hasn't been many. There have been a few early baskets, transition-wise. Florida had most of them early in this ballgame.
Hey, Monday SEC Inside gives you an all-access pass to Texas A&M and Mississippi State basketball for never-before-seen footage and sounds from the season so far. Always a great show. Don't miss that one. Inside the Aggies, 9 o'clock Eastern, and the Bulldogs coming your way at 9:30 Eastern. You can also catch that on the ESPN app. So, Florida's shooting 38% from the field. Auburn's shooting 45% from the field. The problem is Auburn's just turned the basketball over too many times. They've got a dozen turnovers.
And now they'll put full court pressure. 30 seconds left in his half. Can't even get it in. How about that?
And Mike White, he hadn't jumped that high since he played at Ole Miss. I don't even know if he jumped that high at Ole Miss.
When he was making one of his great assists back in the day. They had no help. Guys at half court fell asleep. There's some passion there. It has been a tough year, I think, for the coaching staff at Florida. Not impossible, but tough. They've not been able to reach their guys in a way they thought they would. Still a dangerous team when any tournament starts, SEC tournament or the NCAA tournament.
But this is a team that has 6 Q1 wins, which is 7th most in the NCAA. North Carolina and Kansas both have 10 Quadrant 1 wins, and of course those involve wins at home against teams in the top 30 RPI or road wins against top 50 RPI.
Igor just picked up a foul. Bryce Brown sold it well.
Yeah, he did.
So Kulichov just going to post up, and if the official gives it to you, then you take it.
So Auburn will have a chance. Their season low for points and a half was 24 against Mississippi State. They're sitting there right now, so a chance not to match that from earlier this year. But this half-court offense just hasn't been there for the Tigers.
Kayvon Allen, solid job so far in the first half of Harper. When they set the high screen, they've doubled him. Strung him out, doubled him a little bit. Sometimes I wonder if Harper really wants it. Hayes has got to stretch it out. He does. Here comes a rotation.
Okeke fires off the mark. Brown had the rebound and lost it. It'll belong to Florida. And what a struggle it has been for the Tigers on the offensive end of the floor.
A pretty good shot, but what did Florida do? They didn't let Okeke swing it to Bryce Brown.
Brown, 0 points. 0 for 3 from the field. Harper, 2 points. Remember, Harper coming off a fantastic game, 21 against Alabama, when he hit 3 threes, also had 6 assists in that game.
What's tough about a player of the year in this league, if Auburn wins, I always think it ought to go to the winner. Harper, Brown, Perrin are all great.
Oh! Allen from 65 feet.
the coaches.
Coaches wanted him to shoot it. He shot it.
A little smile from the coaching staff as they walk off. Kayvon Allen, it's been a struggle scoring the ball. How about that? And it's off in plenty of time. Any response?
Oh, my goodness. A 9-0 run by the Gators, and they lead it at the half. All 9 of those points, by the way, boys, all threes.
Wow, that just happened. Kayvon Allen.
I see him practicing that shot all the time.
Yes.
Like for him, no, for him, that's a good shot. With 1 second left on the clock from 65 feet.
Sure. With 1 second left, it's a great shot.
Those muscles.
That was, did you see the react? Look at it. It's just stone cold, icy reaction as though he just shot a free throw.
It did hit a little bit too much for him for my taste.
Yeah.
But
that's unbelievable. Okay.
Look at Gator Nation.
He just turned a 6-point game into a 9-point game against a team trying to wrap up at least a share of the conference title. What can a play like that? I know we have other first-half discussion we wanted to get into, but we don't move from that back to something.
No doubt.
All right.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Go.
I'm going to tell you what. It's about Kayvon Allen. He didn't score last game. Wasn't feeling well. I realize that. But they need Kayvon Allen to create and get engaged. I did their game, and there was about 7 scoring opportunities. I just wanted to sit down, Kayvon, go through the game film and say, okay, here's where you can attack. This is what they need. They need his offense because there are times where teams effectively can contain Chiozza, who is very good at getting his guys shots. If they have a Kayvon Allen that attacks when he gets the ball, and I realize that is just one of those plays that you can't draw it up. But my point is, you asked what that could do for a team.
Yes.
More importantly, what can it do for Kayvon Allen for him to say aggressive? This is going to be my second half.
You realize we were about to get you when you tried to correlate that.
I didn't know.
Come on.
We were waiting to get
where
you
he was
right
going. Okay.
Run that play again, my boy.
Back to what you asked, and I'm like, wait, yesterday?
No, listen. Most importantly, they're defending. They're defending Auburn. I mean, they matched their season low of the Mississippi State game when Auburn only scored 24 points in the first half. Now, in that Mississippi State game, they came back and scored plus 50 in the second half. I love the way the Gators are defending the Auburn Tigers right now.
All right. 33-24. Florida with a big lead thanks to that big shot from Allen. How about Kentucky hosting Missouri? This game going on right now. Mizzou's lost 2 in a row. Kentucky's won 2 in a row. Michael Porter Jr. warming up. He was warming up. You know he's been cleared for contact. All he's making contact with is a basketball in warm-ups, though. Missouri
how about that
alley-oop to
contact?
Jared Vanderbilt.
The emergence of Jared Vanderbilt has changed Kentucky's fortunes.
How about Quade Green, 10 first-half points?
How about the emergence of Kentucky in transition? The guys they're out there going now. Look at this. This is basketball.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander to P.J. Washington, guys. Kentucky, 8 of their last 9 to close the half. They actually, again, you wouldn't have known it, but they trailed by 3. Their lead is now 12, the biggest of the game to this point. They are starting to look the part, aren't they?
Listen, it's because of the CEO. This is what Coach Cal does. At the end of the day, there is a group of freshmen, the youngest in the history of Ken Palm's rating. Bottom line, they're young and they're getting better.
Okay, something's just popping out of me. 8 of 10 from the three-point line, Kentucky?
Yes.
They average 4 makes a game. They've made 8 already.
That's
80%.
a great catch. That's a great catch.
I mean, I just look out. Final 4.
They're up a dozen. All right, so there he is. Colin Sexton's name came up in the Yahoo Sports reports. Colin Sexton is playing for Alabama. They say he was cleared, and there he is. Colin Sexton to Dante Hall. Actually, Braxton Key there to Dante Hall. Daryl Macon. Jalen Barford, who does the rest. 9-point Razorback lead on the road, guys. They led at halftime. You know what that means? That means they're going to win. And they're going to get a big follow from Daniel Gafford. The SEC's 2 best dunkers were in this game, Gafford and Hall.
Yeah, 100+ between the two of them.
That's right. Not pictured. Hall stuffing Gafford in the first half. Arkansas, though, gets the win. Hassani Gravett for the tie. Quindarius Weatherspoon wanted a foul called. He didn't get it.
Almost got it could have been an intentional if they wanted to call it.
That was Matador defense. I mean, you've got to just, if you're just defending the three, that doesn't happen.
Sure, Lamar Peters, that is an incredible shot. And then Frank Booker trying to tie this. This was a fantastic basketball game. Booker for the tie, it doesn't go. Mississippi State avoids the Gavitt shot, survives it, and wins. Meanwhile, you won't see a better shot all day, all week, maybe all season, at least from 70 feet, I would say. 9-point lead, chop, chop. Points, their most this year. Jalen Hudson for 3.
Confident stroke.
He's got 8. They lead by 9.
Well, we were tied at 24 with just a little bit over 2 minutes to go in this one in the first half, and then Florida went on a 9-0 run, and that is their lead right now. 24 points, the fewest matches, the fewest this year scored by Auburn in a half. That was against Mississippi State earlier this year. Dave Neal, John Sunvold. And John, that was kind of a strange first half. Both teams went in a little bit of a slump, but yet Florida here leads by 9. What do you make of the first 20 minutes?
You know what? Here's the deal. Auburn turned the ball over too many times, 13 turnovers. Florida had 12 breaks off of those turnovers. So you get points off turnovers in your home building. I'm sure Bruce Pearl said, if we just keep it in a half-court defensive set, they've been pretty successful. But really, Florida had a pretty solid first half. Mike White, got to be a little bit happy with it. They still haven't probably turned the corner quite yet.
Well, Chris Chioza had to play big. Really, every night you say the same thing about him. He stepped up in the first half.
Well, he always does. He had 6 assists. He had a couple buckets. He had 1 3, as you saw. And when he has 6 assists and 1 turnover, he gets everybody else involved. And finally, Kayvon Allen, who missed his first 4 shots, all start making some buckets. And then on his 65-footer, nothing but the bottom of the net once it rattled in. Not much reaction, but look on the Auburn side. Mustafa Heron has showed up tonight. He is who he is. He's hard to guard, one of the best in the league and in the country. But the other guys, Bryce Brown, been frustrated, can't get shots off. Jared Harper's been busy trying to run offense. I would expect Harper to take a look, see if he can score the second half.
You know, really the last couple of weeks, Jared Harper's name has crept up into the discussion for SEC Player of the Year, along with Bryce Brown and Yante Maten at the University of Georgia. But Brown and Harper, see if they can't find something that works for them here in Gainesville. Again, this has been a tough place to play. Overall, Florida's won 10 straight, but Auburn's lost 11 in a row here in Gainesville.
Matchup zone again. This frustrated this Florida team in the first half.
Chioza.
Wow, what a play. It looked like it was going the other way. The Auburn Tigers released. Chioza somehow stayed with it and wrestled it back from Horace Spencer.
Assist number 7 for Chioza. And there is Mustafa Heron knocking home a 3 to start the second half for the Tigers.
I think I've done 4 Auburn games, and the start of the second half has always been a play for Mustafa Heron coming off, and every game I've done, he knocks in that top of the key 3.
Auburn trailed by 11 a moment ago, but when they've trailed by 10-plus points, they are 5-4 this year, including 4-3 in games against league opponents. But Chioza, a little floater in the lane.
How tough, huh? Almost had a turnover, Auburn did, but Chioza winds that clock down. He's great on the pick and roll.
Spencer underneath. Just feed number 5 right now because he knows what to do with it.
It looked like the old-fashioned pass by Spencer, right underneath Haynes, just zipped it across.
Kulichov for 3, buries it.
Catch and release. And from deep. You better find him when he gets past half court.
He's hit 12 of his last 22 three-pointers over the last 4.5 games.
Hudson better settle in defensively because he's guarding Heron.
Tapped around, and it'll belong to Auburn.
Take a look at this. It looked like a steal. Auburn's kind of running out, and the smallest guy inside of half court, he makes the play. Then with a little runner, he can do so much when he has the ball and the confidence. He sees teammate Igor on the side.
Bruce Pearl livid right now.
He's not happy on his end. Mike White not happy on his end. Ah, the coaching profession.
Simple entry pass to Spencer. A little lengthy on the jump hook, but a second opportunity. Loose ball. Allen comes out of there with it. To Chioza, knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to the Florida Gators.
Good idea by Allen. Good activity defensively by this Florida team.
There was a stretch in the first half where this Florida team was 2 of 15 from the field. They have now hit 7 straight.
Yeah, what looked like it's going to be an easy basket. The freshman Dante Bassett made a terrific block. And they need his aggressiveness.
He got the start tonight, first time in his career.
Reminded me of how the Auburn interior players play, right? With a little toughness.
Well, we might be watching Kayvon Allen break out of his slump.
First team All-SEC last season.
Brown knocks it home, and for Bryce Brown, his first basket of the game.
And if I am Chioza guarding Brown, I do not let him get open again, because Bryce Brown is as good as any streaky shooter there is.
But Auburn again can't get out on the run. Florida gets back.
Yeah, gets back defensively.
In and out for Mustafa Heron. Rebound Chioza.
That ball is halfway down. Heron's feeling confident. And they like that pace. If they push it, they're going to continue to shoot threes.
Chioza with 8 assists. He came in here needing 16 to set the Florida career assist record. He may get it the way he's going.
Yeah.
Kulichov. You see this meeting, this history between these two clubs, 166 times they have met, but 10 straight losses for the Auburn Tigers against the Gators, 11 straight here in Gainesville. Their last win coming in 1996. And you mentioned the last meeting, Florida won 114-95 and set a school record for points in a league game.
And for the most part, there's been some great Florida teams in a lot of those games, right?
Mustafa Heron.
Didn't Bruce Pearl say, I'll probably play Heron 20 minutes?
Yeah, he's at 20 right now. Heron with 17 in the game.
Yeah, he's terrific. He's one of my favorite players in the league. I think he could be player of the year if Auburn wins this second.
Hayes off to Allen.
Good matchup, these two guys.
5 on 5. And a foul on the floor. That'll get us to a timeout. Kayvon Allen went scoreless in their last game against Tennessee. 0 for 3 from the field. Not the case today. He's feeling it. Bryce Brown finally gets on the board. His first points.
Do you believe in second chances? Well, here is the new beginning.
Knocked out the shot clock. Are you serious?
Champ Week presented by Prism on ESPN.
Well, tell you what, championship week's going to be special, especially in this conference when certainly you don't want to say everybody, but the majority of this league can win this conference tournament this year. And you haven't been able to say that in the past. And right now the SEC with the top 40, 7 teams in the top 40 in the RPI, that's the best in the country. And a record 8 teams right now in the field of 68. And certainly the NCAA tournament will be a lot of fun for SEC basketball teams this year.
Well, if you think of the SEC tournament, we have, after tonight, I mean, there'll be 2 games left. And 2 games can flip a lot of teams. It is not a sure thing that someone's going to be playing on Wednesday night. So, well, a lot of action left.
Gators have lost 3 straight. They're trying to get that momentum back on their side heading to the postseason. Certainly a win here would do wonders for them against a team that is ranked 12th in the country and has an RPI of number 6. Bryce Brown picks up that foul. That'll be Bryce's first. Gators have hit 9 3-pointers tonight. 9 out of 19.
Got a mismatch inside. Bryce Brown guarding Hayes. Hayes not a big scorer, but you still throw it in there. Put pressure then on Bryce Brown. Now they're going to a 2-3 matchup zone.
Shot clock down to 7. Here's Stone. Off to Hudson. Elevates.
Wow, that's a tough shot. One bounce, a little fade away, and if you notice, Dave, the way a shooter leans his back at an angle that makes the shot go a little higher, you lean back, your defense can't get to it.
Oh, Kiki a little lean back as well. He doesn't need to lean back.
He's solid. He is solid. He needs that stretch 4 that gives everybody a problem. Good matchup. Dunbar on Hudson. Dunbar's an aggressive guy. And Hudson is an attacker when he's on the offensive end.
Again, Kayvon Allen, shot clock winding down. See what he does. Gets it in the corner. Stone. That's off the rim. Rebound to Dunbar.
So the home team, Florida, having a hard time really getting off into offense and the shot clock running down on them.
Very similar to what Auburn went through in the first half.
Yep. You see it more for road teams than you do home teams.
Spencer with a screen, now cuts to the basket, lays it up and in, and a foul in the process.
Bryce Brown using his ability as a jump shooter to draw the double team off the screen and roll, not forcing a shot, then passing it to a teammate. And remember the first half, this Florida team was aggressive at double teaming the ball as it came off the screen. Instead of flattening it out, Spencer just took it to the rim. But if you think about it, Dave, it's what Auburn's done all season long. They've been unselfish as teammates to each other, sharing.
Well, Spencer hearing it from the home crowd.
Just a bit short.
You know, he needs to go to the Sunvol School of Shooting after. My man, by the way, I need to say this. My man, John Sunvol, doesn't shoot the ball much anymore. He, of course,
really
led the NBA in three-point shooting in the late 80s, 1989, I believe. And he knocked down 126 consecutive free throws. Digest that for a minute.
I mean, it's crazy.
126 today.
I came out and I was just shooting. Wanted to see him shoot 10 free throws, and I didn't miss. One of the Gainesville kids walked by and goes, "How many is that?" I said, 35, 47, 78. Yeah, 126. I've never done that. I won't shoot again for 2 more years.
Yeah, retire now. Stop. I think I knocked down like 9 in a row.
I'm thinking these shooters, it's like hula hoops up there. They ought to be making everything.
13:30 to go in this one. Auburn has been trailing for the most part of this game and trailed by 9 at the break. They'll get another chance here. Shot clock reset. Okiki, strong move, splits through some defenders.
Well, give Horace Spencer not only the offensive rebound, he should get an assist, and they should give him the 2 points on the bucket. What a play on the offensive end.
It's a 13-3 Auburn run, but a foul against the Tigers. And that'll go against Bryce Brown. That'll be number 2 on Bryce.
Spencer taking over where McLemore left off and being injured. He's got to be more aggressive, and he has been aggressive, blocking shots, rebounding. But that was a big-time rebounder over 2 Gators.
And Jared Harper back on the floor now. You just wonder, there's so much emotion in the building at Auburn Arena on Wednesday night as they hammered Alabama down to 7 scholarship players. You always wonder about getting on the road, trying to maintain that emotion late in the year. How hard is that from a player's perspective? Travel inside. Hey, Tuesday, got some important basketball games coming your way. Doubleheader right here on the network starting at 7 o'clock Eastern. The Tennessee Volunteers taking on Mississippi State in Starkville. How about those Bulldogs? They've won 7 of the last 9 conference games. And then at 9, 12th ranked Auburn and Arkansas from Bud Walton Arena in Fayetteville.
Power move by Kayvon Allen. Matched up against Jared Harper. Physically went at him. The spin move almost lost control, but finished the play.
Allen with 14 for the Gators. Intercepted by Hudson right into Hayes' hand.
Hudson came off of Dunbar in the corner, weak side help, great steal.
Chioza, fancy ball work, and threw it away. Thought Allen was going to be setting up shop in front of the bench.
Look at this, just mano a mano. Thought he might lose control. Harper, pretty solid defensively, got in front of him. Needed a weak side guy when the spin came.
Well, Mike White said, a little tongue-in-cheek, you know, I said, what do you got to do to get Allen going today? And he says, shoot it 25 times. That was a little tongue-in-cheek, I know. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know, but he's at 10 shots right now.
I'd have loved to have heard that any time in my life. Go ahead and shoot it 25 times. Okay.
Billy Donovan once told me that he only shot it when his hands felt leather.
That's it. Feels like leather. Shoot it.
Deshaun Murray.
I used to tell Coach, might as well shoot it, Coach. I might have a turnover. I might as well shoot it. Right. Tell the guys to rebound. Good matchup. Mitchell's quick defensively.
Bruce Pearl, I think, getting a warning as he steps outside the coach's box. That'll stop the clock. 11:48 to go. Florida clinging to a 4-point lead. Back inside the O'Connell Center, Exact Tech Arena, 48-44 our tally. The Gators have led from most of this game, mainly behind the play of Kayvon Allen and Chris Chioza. Chioza, though, is our good hands, all-state good hands play of the game. 8 assists already for the young fella.
We thought early that Chioza might take the leadership of saying, I got to get some guys involved. They've struggled a little bit offensively, and he's done that. 8 assists, only 2 turnovers. He's handled it well. Scored some buckets. He's got 7 points, but he's the guy who runs a show and one of the best in the country.
Needs 16 assists to match Irving Walker's school record. He coming into tonight, so he's cut that in half. Florida had its largest lead at 43-29. That was about 17.5 minutes to go in the game. Since then, Auburn has gone on a 15-5 run. Bruce Pearl just got a warning right before he went to break for leaving the coach's box area. The next one will be a technical foul for the coach, who's been a little animated today on the sidelines.
Auburn has really settled in defensively, forcing the shot clock to wind down on this Florida team.
That's off the mark. Did that hit the iron? They're going to say no.
Well, it did hit.
It's hit the side of the backboard.
Oh, I thought it was the iron.
Of course you did. You're a shooter. Of course you did. Of course you did. So Auburn with a chance to cut into this 4-point advantage. Tigers looking for an opportunity to claim a share at least of the SEC crown with a win here tonight. Their first since '99 and their third in the history of the school.
Bryce Brown goes out of the lineup, so Chioza guards Harper. Nearly makes a steal, but he pickpocketed Mitchell from the weak side. Hustles on one end, gets all the way back defensively to knock that one out of bounds. Mitchell's wondering where he came from.
Shot clock at 3. Harper. Offensive foul on Mitchell. Moving screen before the shot, and that'll give it right back to the Gators.
Try to give a handoff to Jared Harper. Take a look, left side of your screen. He's going to hand it off and then bump Chioza. Good call by the officials, right on top of it. How about, hey, Kayvon is now going. He is, Mike White's decided. They're going to give him screens, high screens. He's going one-on-one, little step back move. Little flex offense right here by Auburn.
Dunbar, that won't go. Kiki. Dunbar with a follow.
They may not be tall, but they're physically tough and they're quick off the floor.
Well, the shooting percentages are creeping up. Auburn's at 49%. Florida at 46%. That'll drop a little bit after that Allen miss. Earlier this week, Mike White had a nice long sit-down discussion with Kayvon Allen, trying to get his head right, let him know how important he is to this team and how he's got to be on go mode the rest of the year. Jared Harper spins. That's a tough shot with 15 seconds of the shot clock.
And they've given Harper about as much freedom as they've given Bryce Brown. None.
Allen underneath. Count it. Score the basket for Dante Bassett.
So what has Florida done? They've put the ball in the hands of Kayvon Allen and make plays. That time he had nobody in front of him. Went down the lane, but as they came, watch the good pass. Easy play, good play, solid play, contact, bucket to the free throw line.
Bassett 7 of 11 at the free throw line. Murray picks up his second foul. Dante Bassett with his first start tonight. 9 points, matches his career high. He had that against South Carolina back on January 24th as well. Murray ran right into Bassett. First on Bassett, and that'll send Deshaun Murray to the free throw line. Deshaun 85% at the line. Sunday, 6 o'clock Eastern, we'll have the SEC Indoor Track and Field Championships from Gilliam Indoor Stadium in College Station. The finals of most events, as well as the men's and women's team titles, are on the line. Coming up right here on the network, streaming live on the ESPN app as well. So 1 out of 2 for Murray. And we got ourselves a 6-point game. Little floater by Chioza won't drop. Good rebound by Spencer. Just moving people out of there to get the rebound.
And Auburn likes to push. Harper's been quiet so far, but that's his kind of game right there.
Kulichuk thought about it, decided to take it, missed it. Where's Mustafa Heron been here the last few minutes?
Yeah, quiet. Was on the bench for a bit, now back in the game, but I expect him to be aggressive. He'll attack Kulichuk.
Heron with 17 points. Spencer.
Not a good shot. Spencer doesn't need an off-balance, one-legged fadeaway. We've got other guys on the team that shoot it better than you do that could do those things.
Bassett, little jump hook, left it short. Heron the rebound. Mustafa has 5 boards with those 17 points.
And not sure that's what Florida wanted. It's okay if Bassett's on the block. He was pushed out about 3 feet outside the lane. Chioza's tired. Would like a stop and play.
Brown just can't get anything going. He is 1 for 4 from the field. Takes it in the lane. Won't go. Spencer, though, saves it.
Active, aggressive. That's what Auburn's been all season. Florida having a hard time blocking him off.
Tough shot by Harper as he hits the deck. 4-point game.
This team has some fight in them, don't they? Impressive season at 24-4, 12-3 in the league.
Hudson had a great start to this game. Had 8 points in the first 5 minutes. There's a follow by Bassett. He has a new career high at 11.
A tough move by Hudson because Mustafa Heron has given him no space. Good follow by Dante.
Boy, Bassett getting a lot of the Kavarius Hayes.
There are some there's some tired guys on the floor, Dave.
Spencer. That time he gets it to roll in. And We're still waiting for that under 8 media timeout as we hit 6.5 to go in this one. 4-point game again.
Look at that. This has become a half-court game on both ends.
Who would have ever thought that one? These two teams together. Both of them love to get it out in the open floor. Underneath, Kulichov. Catch, shoot, won't go.
That's a hard shot.
But a foul underneath. Timeout on the floor. 6:09 to play. Florida up by 4. Here in the second half, just over 6 minutes to go. Kayvon Allen has been in a little bit of a slump. You go back to Alabama game back on February 3rd, he had 16, but after that he went for 7, then 4. Scoreless in his last game, but he's getting out of there tonight.
Yeah, only had 7 at Vandy a couple games ago, but this halftime shot put from, I think you called it 65 feet, got him going. I think you were exactly accurate on that.
Thank you. I eyeballed it pretty good, I think. Right?
He has had a terrific night. 16 points off the bench, 4 of 7 beyond the three-point line, a couple assists.
He had 19 points at Georgia.
Even with him playing well.
Yeah.
Florida team at home can't get rid of this Auburn squad.
Allen's a guy that, you know, last year had that career high 35 against Wisconsin. Wisconsin in the Sweet 16. I think a lot of people thought when he came out this year he was going to be a 20-point scorer. Of course, he was preseason All-SEC, and sometimes those expectations can get really heavy on a guy.
Yeah, I think so. And you know, when you talk to the coaching staff, and you do, Dave, and I do, and Kayvon is an emotionless guy. He can score 35, and he can score 0, and they said it's the same thing, which is good at times. But it's also questionable to coaches. They can't figure where his head is and how it is. And we know, as you know, guys who play are thinking, hey, they know they need it, and he wants to play well. Now can Florida get stops because this Auburn team feels quite comfortable on the offensive end. Harper's been good with the basketball. That's why they put shows on it. Kayvon Allen now on Brown.
Okeke steps on the sideline. And the turnover will be number 16.
Okeke did not agree with the official, but he had a foot out of bounds. It's a bad turnover. You really should never have your foot out of bounds coming back in. Step back to catch a ball, and officials caught it.
That'd be a rules violation, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Just basics. Basics of the game. And a foul on the floor. That'll go against Jared Harper. Top 2 assist guys going at it. 2 assists for Jared Harper. Meanwhile, 8 assists for Chiozza. And Chiozza will head to the free throw line. Chris, exceptional free throw shooter, 83%, 62 out of 75. Of course, the broadcaster jinx. Again, I think all these guys need to head to the Sunvold free throw shooting camp.
Line it up, shoot it in.
It's not that hard, is it?
I guess not.
Okeke, that won't drop, and Heron battling Hayes.
Jump ball on the alternating possession Auburn basketball.
There are a lot of players in this league that don't really want a piece of Mustafa Heron. He's physical, he's tough, plays hard. He's got all kinds of game on both ends of the floor.
Timeout taken by Auburn. Couldn't get the ball inbounded. We'll take the break as well. Low scoring here in Gainesville, 56-51.
Do you believe in second chances?
Walker,
Well, here is the new beginning.
knocked out the shot clock. Are you serious?
Champ Week presented by Prism on ESPN.
Well, the importance of this one, for the Auburn Tigers. It could mean whether or not they get to raise a banner or not. Now a couple of games remaining. Auburn can clinch a share of the title with a victory tonight. Tennessee trying to get a piece of that as well. There's a look at the top half of the standings.
So Kentucky's up 19 against Missouri. Kentucky's at home. You would expect them to finish that game, so they'll be 9-7. If Florida wins, they'll be 9-7. Wow.
How about this nugget? Auburn can clinch a share of the title here with a win at Florida. How about Bruce Pearl in 2008 at Tennessee? Where did he clinch the 08 SEC title?
Maybe right here.
Right here. Back to Harper. Boy, Jerry just not having it tonight offensively. He's now 2 of 7 from the field. He's sitting on 4 points. Bryce Brown sitting on 3 points. It's going to be hard for Auburn to win when 2 guys that are in the top 20 in the conference in scoring have combined for 7.
But then all of a sudden they get help. And this is what they've done all year. Okeke has 12. Herron has 17. What's happening, though, is Florida having a hard time keeping this Auburn team off the offensive glass. Okeke's aggressive. Spencer's been aggressive. Mustafa Herron has been aggressive attacking the rim. Tough shot. Wow.
Made it look easy.
Yeah,
Brown.
he can do it. Takes one jump shot and he can go on a roll.
That makes it a 2-point game. Wide open. Kulichov can't get it to go. He's gone cold now from behind the arc. He's just 2 of 8.
And a well-executed set play for Kulichov to get his 3.
Brown. Well, he's looking for that shot. Hudson, though, all over it.
Got to stay down. Got to have a hand up.
Herron. Give him 20.
And they've got the lead.
Just like that out of the timeout. A couple of 3 balls and Auburn out in front, but not for long as Hudson buries it.
How quickly they got out of the net. Got a shot on the other end. When you look at your TV, look at the spacing by this Auburn team.
Harper, finger roll.
Speed.
We are tied at 59.
We know Hudson has the confidence on the offensive end. Kayvon Allen has shot it well. Kulichov has been cold. Does he have confidence to make a big shot when he has to?
Chioza looking for a little bit of room, had it knocked out of his hands, but a foul in the process on Spencer. The Tigers, been a sluggish night offensively, but they have found a way to tie it up. First it was Brown, then it was Herron. Gonna be a wild finish. Florida trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Auburn trying to win an SEC championship. Nothing on the line here tonight in Gainesville. 3 minutes to go. Tied at 59, and the Auburn guards quiet, except for Herron in the first half, but they're starting to get it going.
Yeah, they won't stay quiet. Got it going. They are starting to shoot the ball extremely well. 6 of 9 beyond the 3-point line this Auburn team is, and the quickness of Harper to go by people, the strength of Herron to score, and finally Bryce Brown on the board. But this is a team that's got a lot of fight. That's why they're in first place. They're on the road, hostile environment. They're tied with 3 minutes to go, and I believe they're quite confident that they'll win this game also.
Mustafa Herron up to 26 minutes of action. Didn't know how much we'd see of him after a stomach virus. Put him in the hospital, filled him with fluids, and just a bad week health-wise for him. But looks like he has recouped quite well.
20 points, 6 rebounds, a couple assists, 8 of 11 from the field. And the leader for Florida, Chioza, who missed his last free throw, quietly knocks that one in.
Chioza with 8 points, looking for 9 to match his assist total. Did it again to him. So a 1-point game. Auburn, by the way, we talked about their point production. 85 a game they average. They're sitting on 59. Their season low is 71.
And they're 3 of 9 from the free throw line. Strength.
Murray, strong to the hoop. He'll head to the free throw line.
Hard to pick valuable players on this Auburn squad because they're all valuable. And as good as they've been, Deshaun Murray may be the best addition to any team in the SEC this season. Transfer from Presbyterian College, sat out last year. Knows how to score, knows how to be physical. Only listed 6'3", but he's physical inside, and the power he just displayed.
The free throw shooting total for Auburn is amazing in this regard. The fact that they've attempted 5 free throws, or make it 6 free throws, or 4 out of 6. They lead the country in free throws made per game at 19 and a half.
Wow. There's so much pressure on the offensive end of Chiozza to make plays.
Hudson. Kulachov keeps it alive. Another opportunity for the Gators. Chiozza, ball fake. Allen. Got it!
What a big rebound by Kulachov to give him another possession.
19 for Kayvon. Okiki. Foul by Kulachov, a reach in.
Missed shot, and watch where Kulachov comes. Sean Murray trying to block him out and doesn't get it accomplished. And the move by Chiozza, and the confidence now by Kayvon Allen. Different player tonight than he was at Tennessee.
Herron, strong move, and now he'll head to the free throw line. He's just so big and strong.
Yeah. Explosive, can shoot the 3. And when he puts it on the floor, he's got that ability with that left hand. He goes, doesn't mind contact, and you better be set because he's going to draw the foul.
Herron converts the free throw. Nothing new for him. Over 80% at the line this year. He's attempted over 130 free throws this season. Last 4 games he's played, averaging just shy of 20 points. And Mustafa up to 22 now. Under 2 minutes to play. Allen, catch, shoot. Got it again.
How about that? And that's a tough one. Went baseline, the defender went over the top. He slid a fadeaway 3. What a night.
He's hit 6 of 9 from behind the arc. Okiki. In and out. Chiozza the rebound. Hudson in the lane. Scramble for it, and Harper just threw it away. And Bruce Pearl thought there was a foul, and he is going nuts over there.
The activity, the loose ball, could have easily been a whistle. Bruce Pearl at half court, telling Jared Harper to go tell the official that it was a foul because Harper was to the ball first.
Bruce Pearl has been animated all night. He knows that this team is on the cusp of something that is just remarkable, where you think this program was. And you mentioned it earlier, they started to build this when he got there. They've been selling tickets, fans have been buying in. Finally have the players to get it done. Last year they started to gain some momentum, and this year they have come out on fire and have played with a chip on their shoulder after wearing the t-shirts that said 4 and 14, which is what one publication anticipated Auburn would have a 4-14 conference record. Well, they're a little bit better than that.
Yeah, they're a lot better than that, and Joe Lenardi's got them predicted as a 2 seed. A week ago, they were thought of as a 1 seed. And they've done it all year long, shorthanded at times. Everybody felt bad when Anthony McLemore went down. We all feel for that young man. And they thought, well, they'll have a hard time beating the taller, more physical Alabama team. They did not. They beat them at home. And here they are on the road in Gainesville, up, down 2. So nothing new for this Auburn squad. A very confident team in this last minute 15.
Hey, Bruce Pearl is trying to do something that only one other guy in the history of SEC basketball has been able to do, and that is win SEC titles in 2 different schools. My buddy Eddie Fogler did it at Vanderbilt and then turned around and did it at South Carolina. They need a win tonight or in their final 2 games. And a Tennessee loss would also get them there down the stretch, the magic number being 1.
And they did not reset the shot clock. Kept it at 21. No possessions there.
So Florida inbounds it. Chioza at midcourt all the way to the backcourt.
Got to get into your offense quickly. Shot clock's already under 15. And they're running Kayvon off the baseline of screens, letting him take it.
1 minute remaining.
That won't drop. Under a minute, 2-point game. Here we go. Bryce Brown blocked. Saved by Chioza. And a foul against the Tigers.
Now, plenty of time left. 52 seconds, 51.8. Quick shot by Brown, but that's what they do. And that's what Brown does. But a terrific defensive play by Hudson to get back and to get into the shot quickly. You've got to understand scouting reports. And some teams you'd say, well, they're going to set something up. Hudson got back defensively knowing Auburn's going to come down. They'll have a quick 3 attempt.
Chioza at the line. 1 of 3 tonight. Florida as a team just 3 of 9.
It's a shocking statistic. Man, I mean, shocking when you're on your home court.
And he missed that. Said, oh my gosh. Even he's in shock now.
Well, you get out of shock mode and get into your mad mode and confident you got to make this free throw. You're an 80% free throw shooter. Your team needs it. You're at home. Lots of pressure. Deep breath. Routine. Confidence.
And it'll belong to the Tigers. Chioza misses 2 free throws. And the Gators have struggled at the line. Could cost them this game. There's still 50 seconds left. Auburn down by 2.
And they are now 3 of 11 from the free throw line. Amazing. And I think there's more pressure on Florida defensively than there is Auburn offensively. I think Auburn's comfortable, even though they only have 64 points. But they've got so many guys that can shoot it and do some things.
Well, we're going to 2 minutes, so we could go take a look at a replay right now to see if.
And the crowd just gave us an idea.
And take another look and see who it was last touched by. And
he was still in bounds. They said he was out of bounds when he saved the ball. He was in bounds. And that's what the crowd saw just a few seconds ago.
Don't forget, tonight after our game, the SEC Now team will have full recaps and breakdowns of all the college hoops games. Boy, a busy day of SEC basketball. Only one more Saturday left before the tournament. So 2 games for each club.
Wow.
That's all coming up on the SEC Network when we're finished here.
They saw that differently than we did, didn't they? How was that? Is he on the line? Left foot is way in bounds. Way in bounds. My goodness. I mean, that's not close, Dave.
Yeah, I don't get it. Maybe they didn't see the angle we had. And a bump by Chioza on the floor, and the crowd certainly not happy about that. That was bizarre.
Yeah.
But Auburn will head to the free throw line. Jared Harper, 83% at the line. And Sonny, Harper's been there a bunch. 172 attempts this year.
Hit 10 out of 11 in the win Wednesday night against Alabama. Confident. A little chirping going on. Kulichov, Aaron, Murray.
Oh, got them both. And we are tied at 66, under 40 seconds to play.
It is normally the guy that hasn't made buckets that gets the open look. They're going to guard Allen. They've got to guard Hudson. Kulichov, oh, what a pass. What a pass. A bad foul.
Counted for Hudson. He'll head to the line. The assist to Chioza.
What a good call by Mike White. And Heron was beat off the cut, and there's really no sense fouling. You're already beat. What a bounce pass. Take a look at this cut. Like I said, once you're beat, it may not look right that you give it up, but you can't make it a three-point play.
Hudson was 0 for 3 at the line, buries that one, and that gives Florida a 3-point advantage. Chioza with a dozen assists tonight. .8 seconds to play to see if Auburn can find a way to snap this 11-game losing streak here in Gainesville. It's 10 games overall they have lost to Florida, and 20 of 21. Florida has lost 3 in a row and 5 of their last 7. Auburn with a win. It will be the second most all-time at Auburn. They're in a tie for second right now with 24 victories. There's a look at our standings. Tennessee, game and a half back.
Like I said, if Florida pulls this out, Kentucky's going to win. Both those teams will be 9-7, along with Mississippi State and Arkansas. Missouri will go 8-8, tied with Alabama. Wow, what a race.
Hudson got the start tonight for this Florida team and has produced quite nicely with 19 points, including 4 3-pointers.
He's a guy that is comfortable scoring the ball and looks to score. Doesn't waste a lot of time. If he catches it, it's either a catch and release, put it on the floor and be aggressive.
Yeah, Hudson could score 35 against Gonzaga earlier this year, averaging almost 15 a game. There is Jalen. When are they going to get one of those for you? I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll bust one out.
That'd be good.
Hey, maybe I'll bust one out down at Ole Miss next weekend.
That'd be good. Yeah. Well, I'll watch on that one. It looked good.
So here we go. 26.8 seconds.
Lots of time left in this game.
Auburn's a 3-point shooting team, so it's kind of their offense, right?
Well, you don't have to. What they've done is they've used the speed of Harper to put pressure. Shows a fouled him last time. They've had a hard time staying in front of Harper, and that's what you must do. High screen. We'll see if Hayes stretches it out.
Back to Harper. Great range. Left it short. Kulichov the rebound.
Really great defense by Chioza. Did not give Harper freedom when he came over on the dribble. When he got it back on the pass and the one bounce for the shot, Chioza was right chest to chest. No space. Watch where Chioza is. Went right through him. That's a deep three with a guy right on your right side, your right arm.
First free throws of the evening for Igor Kulichov.
Don't mention his percent.
He's at 90%.
There you go. Okay.
Second
One of the best.
Second best in the conference.
Yep.
See?
No, see? Don't need a three. That should get it.
Tapped around, and Allen with a rebound. 5.6 seconds to go, and that should do it. And Auburn's championship hopes will have to wait a few more nights.
Tennessee winning today. Tennessee 11-5. If Auburn doesn't win, they'll be 12-4.
Tennessee on the road at Mississippi State on Tuesday, by the way.
And Auburn will be at Arkansas on that Tuesday night, and then they finish with South Carolina at home, and we know playing Frank Martin's team is not an easy chore either.
What a game for Kayvon Allen.
Well, let's see. Last time I was here, Kayvon had 28 against Arkansas. What's he have tonight?
He is up to 23.
Maybe Gator Express may send me back again.
And that'll do it as Florida wins it by 6. The streak is alive. They have now won 11 in a row over the Tigers and 21 of the last 22. And most importantly for Florida and their fans, it snaps their 3-game losing streak. And they improved to 18-11, 9-7 in the league. Auburn will fall to 24-5, 12-4 in the Southeastern Conference. Chioza with a dozen assists. But the big night from Kayvon Allen, 24 points as Florida wins it 72-66. And with that, we got to get into the SEC Network and our SEC Now crew. Guys, it's all yours.
All right, guys, thank you much. So what does that mean? What it means is that you get Damian Fishback, Pat Bradley, and myself, Dari Noka. What it also means is we're going into the final week of the regular season. Nobody has clinched anything when it comes to a conference title. Ooh. It's a 1-game lead now for Auburn over Tennessee with 2 games to go. All right, Florida. What did they show you in this game?
They showed me that even though they aren't the team that we projected them to be after the, the Phil Knight tournament or the PK80, they are still a very good basketball team. What Florida had been struggling with is the ability to stop people. And so now they've got their stops that help them offensively. I mean, you talk about an Auburn team who came in lethal offensively. Yeah. They did a nice job of stopping them in transition. Auburn averages about 17 points a game in transition. They held them to 4. An outstanding job by Coach White preparing his team, and a good win by Florida. That's
a huge win. It's a second-half team that Auburn is. Florida managed to withstand the furious rally, regain the lead. Head coach of the Gators, Mike White, spending a couple minutes with us. And, Coach, I assume you knew they were going to make a run. You withstood it and advanced. What was the key?
I thought our guys showed a lot of toughness. We've gotten tougher throughout the year. Defensively, we're so. I know you guys were talking about the PK80. I've got to answer those questions every day. Guys, let's stop talking about the PK80. Those guys were jogging back in transition. My goodness. I wish we'd play some bad transition defensive teams. Everybody early on in the year struggled with that. Obviously, we're playing in a league now where we've got high-level defenses, a bunch of high-level defenses with athletes and depth and quickness and toughness, and really, really good coaches, of course, and preparation. And we've made a huge jump defensively. We're so much better. Kayvon Allen was absolutely terrific. I don't even know what the heck your question was. That was a big win for us. Sorry.
Hey, Coach White, congratulations on your win. Listen.
What's up, Fish?
I'm well, big time. I'm well. So listen, I talked to you earlier in the beginning of the year, and you said we're pretty talented offensively, but defensively, we've got a lot of work to do. What have you done in practice to improve your team defensively of late?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I don't want to give our guys excuses. We've been so banged up. I mean, we've had practices with 7 guys, 8 guys, 9 guys. We turned 2 managers into walk-ons who have been terrific for us. Gorjak Gag barely practices. The other 3 bigs are out. Of course, we had some illnesses. We've had some other stuff. And everyone has. It's college basketball. I understand that. So we've had practices where, we go an hour. We go 45 minutes. And at the same time, we're hoping and praying Chris Chioza doesn't turn an ankle or Igor Kulichov gets worn down. So it's just taking this group a little bit longer. And I'm not holding my breath that when we go to Tuscaloosa, we're going to be great defensively again, because we've been so inconsistent, you know, and in that area, of course. But it's harder to make shots when you're sitting down and guarding and playing at that intensity level. It was a little bit easier for us to make shots again with different type transition defense, and with us not exerting the energy that we're finally exerting now. Not a lot of ball left in front of us, but hopefully this group can find a way to continue to get better and get close to maxing out.
Nice.
Coach, other than drawing up that 70-foot three-point shot by Kayvon Allen at the end of the half to get him rolling.
We traded the missed layups, Pat, you know, for that one. By all of us, we've just done a poor job finishing in the paint.
Yeah.
But what a huge shot! What a momentum shot! I know that had to feel good for Kay. He was terrific. Very proud of him.
And what I was going to say, adding his offense to it, and what have you seen from him after coming off a goose egg earlier in the week to get him back to being aggressive like you've always told him to be? Shoot more, Kayvon.
Well, you've heard it, Pat. You know, and he's very reserved, and he's very conscientious of what shots he takes, and he's trying to be a blend guy. That's who he is. But we need him. When he's that aggressive, whether they go in or not, he gives other guys confidence. And I thought the biggest factor this week were a couple of his teammates really called him out. Keystone and Kavaris Hayes did a good job of getting into him and explaining to him that his assertiveness level is a big factor in our team's confidence level.
Mike, just so you know, all night long, the shooter has been shooting for your tie. He has complimented your tie. It's a sharp-looking tie. It's a good-looking win. Congratulations, Mike.
It's not maroon, Pat, but I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right, take care. Have a great night. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
There he is. He's very realistic. I remember at the beginning of the year, they weren't playing well at home. So we got to take our road attitude and bring it home. Now he's realistic about, we're banged up. We don't defend this well all the time. It may not happen in Tuscaloosa. He seems to understand his team, but this is the time of year that more of these performances need to be seen. How do you become more consistent if you're Florida and show more of what we saw here?
Well, you saw Chiozza, 11 assists. He's always been the driving force, their engine, the head of the snake for them. At times, teams have been able to contain him, which affects their offense big time. So a challenge will be, and you heard him there, I mean, if something happens, he gets tired, talking about Chiozza, then it's going to slow Florida down. He's just so much a big part of it.
What I heard him say was, and he said it in a politically correct and nice way, but he said, we're facing some of the toughest defense we faced all year. So even though those are quality teams, they beat Gonzaga, and they're a much better defensive team now. Duke's a much better defensive team. Yeah. Stanford. But what he's saying is there is elite level defense in this conference right now, and that's why I think this was good for Auburn to play a solid defensive team like Florida, and good for Florida to get these tests early because they are improving as an overall team.
Yeah, 2 games to go for everybody. 2 games to go, and then we're off to St. Louis and see who can make a run in a tournament that figures to be ultra important, incredibly competitive. You could pick 10 or 11 teams and say it wouldn't stun me if they win.
And it's going to be bubblicious.
It's going, yeah, and maybe uncomfortably bubblicious for some.
Come on, you say bubblicious?
Bubblicious. How many teams we got on the bubble this year?
We're about to get 60 more minutes of that wordsmith action. SEC Now.